Right now, there's not only pressure from the opposition coalition for Maduro to leave, there are also reports that individuals within the ruling United Socialist Party of Venezuela have also begun deliberations as to whether or not they want Maduro to remain in office until 2019. There have been some contacts between the opposition and the ruling party on this subject. So far, there is not actually any consensus within either coalition as to whether or not Maduro should leave power. Now, the reason for Maduro leaving power, however, is really a pressing one for the ruling party, because the issue of ongoing unrest because of inflation, rampant inflation that the government can't control in the near term, is a problem. It very much is an existential risk for the ruling party, and removing Maduro may be a way by which the ruling party tries to deflect public anger away from it. So right now there are several initiatives that are being pushed from the opposition coalition to try to get Maduro out of power, potentially even by the end of the year. There is a constitutional amendment proposed that could pass in the National Assembly, and the intent of it is to reduce the president's term to 4 years from the current 6-year term. That would mean that Maduro's term would end by December 2016, thereby calling for new elections. This is a potentially risky measure for the government, particularly for the PSUV, because it opens up a direct path for the opposition to reach the presidency. The other means that is being considered right now is a constitutional referendum whereby the question of Maduro's continued rule is presented directly to the population. Both the amendment and the referendum require a vote, which potentially puts the PSUV in a difficult situation. If either of these votes really is approved by a majority of the population, the party could potentially be seen as standing in the way of what voters want, which could be the removal of Maduro. Well, right now the president still has some tools at his disposal to try to delay either a constitutional referendum or a recall referendum on his rule. These are namely the National Electoral Council and the Supreme Court of Justice. Both of these are staffed with presidential loyalists, and they could attempt to use any legal measures at their disposal to try to slow down either of these initiatives. The real risk for the president going forward, however, lies from his own party. If the party sees Maduro's continued low popularity as a threat to their continued rule, this could be the catalyst for them to start banding together and demanding the president's resignation. So far, the calls for resignation from within the party have not really coalesced into a broader movement to try to get the president out of power, but it's definitely a risk going forward for Maduro, and one he will have to deal with.